Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. And now, Rabbi Ben from Jewish Community of Amherst will say a few words and introduce some more music, musical prayer.
Thank you. I am Rabbi Benjamin Weiner of the Jewish Community of Amherst. We are Jews. Maybe you've heard of us. So just generally speaking, we are a global population of maybe 15 to 20 million, much smaller than you might imagine, mostly located here in the United States and in Israel and with other communities throughout the world, smaller communities throughout the world. In terms of our presence here in the Pioneer Valley, the Jewish Community of Amherst, it's a relatively late arrival. Jews began coming to Amherst in particular in greater numbers in the 50s and 60s when UMass expanded and a lot of professors started coming to town post-war period. And something to know about the Jewish experience, if you don't already, is that it's indeed, we're a religious tradition, but we're more than that in a sense, or we're that in addition to something else. It's hard to describe. I once heard somebody wrestle for the right way to describe us, and he ended up with, we're the largest dysfunctional family in the world, is what he just said. But we are a culture, a people, a religion, all of the above, an ethnicity in some cases as well. And the JCA, the Jewish Community of Amherst, speaks to that. It's deliberately called the JCA because it's meant to be a community experience. Not everybody that comes is necessarily religiously oriented, but is seeking some aspect of strengthening of their own Jewish experience, whether that's socially and communally, whether that's through the contribution to social justice, whether that's through deeper learning or through spiritual practice. And we remain a pluralistic community in that sense, doing our best to be a home for a variety of types of Jewish creative expression and, of course, opinions as well. You may have heard the saying, 2 Jews, 3 opinions. And that's certainly the case in our community as well, at least 3. I have 5 of them myself. So, and what we're going to offer you, these are my wonderful singing friends. Lisa, Chazan, Diana. Chazan is a designation of a musical leader in the Jewish tradition. Chazan, Diana, Haley, and Aaron. And we're going to be singing an arrangement of one of the prayers from our evening service, which is called Hashkivenu. For when our prayers were ordained about 2,000 years ago, there was an extra prayer added to the evening prayer called Hashkivenu, which is a recognition that when the darkness comes, we sometimes feel an extra need for a sense of protection. And that's why this prayer is offered. And its central phrase is Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Spread over us the shelter of your peace, the canopy of your peace. A sukkah in the Jewish tradition, if you've seen in the fall holidays, this little hut we build in the backyard, this rickety hut, that's called a sukkah. So we understand that the shelter of peace is something that's fragile. It's not as strong as we would like, but it's the best that we have. I'm going to add that this is a prayer that's taken on special meaning for us in this past very brutal year. We are a community that opens our heart very wide to all that have suffered as a result of this conflict. We are a community that has members who directly lost family on October 7th. And we're a community that holds our hope wide in grief for the suffering of Gaza as well as for the suffering in Israel. And so when we offer this prayer, we're seeking to hold our hearts as wide open as we possibly can and pray that this fragile thing called a shelter of peace will descend upon all those who are torn apart in body and in spirit by unending conflict.